Hello. Breathing the page, reading the act of writing, grew out of a very particular vexing question. The question was this: why is it that my writing is ineffectual sometimes? Even though I have a compelling narrative, some great images or characters, interesting ideas, and a solid grasp of the craft. This question had been vexing me and a lot of other writers I knew, and I decided as a writer and a manuscript consultant, editor, teacher, I needed to understand this problem and see if I could find more answers to this vexing question. So I decided to study the act of writing itself, my own and other writers I was working with. First, I started to just observe on the page patterns that continually repeated themselves in my writing and other writers' work that seemed to directly contribute to the writing falling flat, losing its momentum, and being ineffectual. Then I decided to talk to writers a lot more, ask them a lot more questions about when they were running into this problem. What were their assumptions and habits, and what were the specific conditions that each of their narratives were generating from? Eventually, I began writing about some of these things I was finding out. And first I wrote about the simple things that we take for granted, yet we are utterly dependent upon. And those are the writing materials, our writing materials. Things like the alphabet, the computer, the desk, the page. And I discovered that was pretty interesting, because the more I understood them and collaborated with them, the better my writing became, and that's just true with other writers that I shared these personal essays with as well. Eventually, I started to also write some essays and reflections on the concepts. I was often inventing while on my feet when teaching or working on a manuscript with a writer to try to articulate what the problem was. Again, these concepts were pretty simple. Things like locating the reader, billboarding, coma stories, proximity in the burning house. And once I started to use these more in my conversations with writers, and sometimes brought these essays into teaching situations, they clearly helped us. They helped give us a language, helped us identify what it was that we were sort of wrestling with, and helped us gain more insight. So this was my almost 2-decade-long project with studying the act of writing. I worked on the book for about 13 years, and I have had so many writers tell me that it's an invaluable companion to them. It's something that they turn to again and again, whether it's to help them get unstuck around something, or just simply to spark more of their ideas around their manuscript. During those years of writing it also became a very important companion to me, and it still is.